This program deals with themes of an adult nature and is intended for a mature audience.
If you like what you watch, then don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Twitter for the latest updates on the KTPF Community Talk Show. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel for our new weekly radio shows. To accompany the KTPF Community Talk Show, we now have our own free magazine to view online or download for free. Visit our website for more details. Also, the KTPF Community Talk Show is supported by Phenomenon Magazine and Beyond Parazine, available online now.
The KTPF Community Talk Show is sponsored by Dragonos Castle, South Wales, one of the most haunted castles in Wales. For more information on ghostly and ghastly events, including Fright Nights, all-night investigations and hen parties, visit www.mosthauntedcastle.com.
The comments and views expressed on the KTPF Community Talk Show are those of the people that make them and do not necessarily reflect the views of ourselves or of our sponsors.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
They've landed.
You're in the right place. Online, on the web, and on air. All over the world.
Talk radio.
You hear us, we hear you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the KTPF Community Talk Show. My name's Suzanne.
And I'm Steve.
And unfortunately, Andy's not with us tonight because he is ill, suffering. He's come back from Spain with food poisoning, unfortunately. So we wish him all the best, and hopefully he'll be back with us again next week. We bring you tonight a relaxed show with no pressure, so just sit back with your favourite beverage and listen whilst we talk about your favourite subjects, from cryptozoology to UFOs, and share information, advice, and most importantly, friendship. Remember, collaboration, not competition. This show incorporates a wide spectrum within this fascinating subject, so if you have any questions, then you can use the live interactive chat room or Skype in and speak directly to our guests by adding the KTPF.Paranormal Show. Later we will have the rundown of this month's events provided by our sister site at paranormaleventsforyou.com. And I'd just like to acknowledge those that are listening at the moment. Don't forget you can join in the chat room. Don't sit on the outskirts. Why don't you come in and join us? You don't have to log in. Just join the chat room and have some fun. And also the radio replay listeners on our YouTube channel, we thank you for listening and hope you're enjoying the shows. Now tonight, just to let you know what's coming up, a bit later on at 8:30 we'll be talking to Sean Cadman from PAST Hauntings via Skype. We'll be talking about his group and his experiences and find out what he's been up to and everything. But our guest in the studio, as you can probably see, is John Blackburn from Mysteria Paranormal. Good evening, John.
Good evening, Suzanne. How are you?
How are you?
Good, thank you. I've been playing your dog.
Yes, keeping her quiet. Now, those of you who may remember, John's been on the show a few times, and last time he was on was with a certain painting. Now, back in 2012, John conducted a live experiment with a haunted painting. The aim of the experiment was to find out more about the painting's history and the entity that haunts the painting. When he started, he was informed that the artist painted the self-portrait using paints that were mixed in his own blood, and sadly, on completion, he took his own life. The painting is now getting a lot of reputation for being probably the most haunted in the world, and closely watched by the media. And John is here to tell us more about this a bit later on. But how are you anyway, John? How's things been doing?
Doing okay. Just
doing okay.
Keeping going and sort of doing the usual thing, you know.
Yeah, and you're going to be talking to us later a bit more about the painting and about what's happening with you as well. Your next step, aren't you?
Yeah, a couple of little changes.
Yes, so we look forward to it. And we're going to also have, I think we're going to have a couple of people ringing up, or at least one person ringing up, won't we?
Yeah, trying to get to, but it's one ringing up.
Yeah, okay, so we're going to find out a bit more about that later on. What we're going to do now is just to warn you that this will be a short show tonight. We've been in Matlock Bath most of the weekend, and I've got to go back there early again tomorrow morning, so we won't be a late one tonight. So just thought I'd let you know. So I'm going to hand you over to Steve to do the observations. Steve.
Good evening, guys. Right, let me see. Get me mouse working. Okay, there's
Here we
your
go.
first link.
Okay.
Consider it linked. Facebook user haunted with eerie messages from dead girlfriend.
Ooh.
A man haunted by his dead girlfriend claims that she'd been sending him messages from beyond the grave. Apparently, she's been sending him Facebook messages for nearly 2 years since her death. Good Morning America reported. A Reddit user by the name of Nate SW went on the social news site to share the eerie story about a former girlfriend that recently died in a car crash. He posted the story under the title, "My dead girlfriend keeps messaging me on Facebook, and I've got the screenshots. I don't know what to do." In the subsection, Reddit called it "No Sleep." According to Nathan, his girlfriend Emily died in a car crash on August 7th, 2012. Emily has been killed in the vehicle when a vehicle ran a red light and struck her car. She died instantly at the scene. Nathan claims that she has been haunting him by sending him messages on Facebook since September 2013. Em has been dead for approaching 13 months when the first message me, Nathan said it in his post on Reddit. I had left Emily's Facebook account active so I could send her the occasional message, post on a wall and go through her albums. It felt too final to on Emily to memorize it. I share access with her mother Susan, meaning her mother has a login and password, and I spent a total approximately 3 minutes on the website or in a computer total. After a little confusion, I assumed it was her. Nathan said. Nathan opened the first message on September the 4th, 2013. The message just said, "Hello." It was repeated again 13 minutes later. At first, Nathan thought it was Emily's mother that sent the message. I had received confirmation from Susan that she hadn't logged in to Em's Facebook since the week of her death. Em knew a lot of people, so I instantly assumed it was one of her more tech-savvy friends. I won't say that word, but he was messing with me in the worst possible way, Nathan said. After Nathan realised it wasn't Em's mum, he thought it might be a hacker sending a message. Nathan noticed that whoever was sending the messages from Emily's account was recycling old messages from their shared chat history. In February, Emily's profile started tagging her in Nathan's photos. It would appear randomly on the March 15th. Nathan sent a supposed hacker a message asking why they were tagging Emily in his photos. He received an answer a week and a half later. The rest of the story's on there. So although could be trying to contact him, it's more likely, unfortunately, that we have trolls.
What do you reckon, John? Do you think it could be a troll? Or could there be messages coming from beyond?
Do you know, to be honest, I mean, my experiences in paranormal, nothing would surprise me, to be honest.
Mm.
Do you know? I know it sounds a bit random, that, doesn't it? But
yeah,
I've experienced quite a lot of my time, and I keep an open mind.
I would like to think he was getting the odd message, but
yeah.
I say it's more likely that it's a troll who thinks it's fun playing with someone's emotions.
Yeah.
And it happens a lot, and especially when children die and that.
Mm, definitely.
Unfortunately, what I would like to do to them is show them what it's like.
Okay, so what's the next one, Steve?
Somebody else to have that much fun. There we go. Off we go. Ghosts aren't always something to be frightened of, but their activity can be unnerving when they make their presence known. as well as their likes and dislikes. After all, you're living in what they still consider to be their home. That seems to be a type of ghost Elena J. and her family encountered when they moved into an old house that once served as a blacksmith shop. Edward the blacksmith still watches over the place. This is Elena's story. Around 2001, when I was 13, my mum, toddler-aged little sister, and I lived with our two cats, German Shepherd Chico, in the 3-story 18th century blacksmith shop in North Hyde Park, Vermont. My mum and I, as well as visiting family and friends, all had paranormal experiences in that house. These are just a few of the encounters while we were living there. We were restoring the building. We had a great respect for the house and its property, and none of the unusual events that occurred seemed violent or malevolent. They were just unnerving at the time. Through research, we came to believe that the presence was Edward, the blacksmith who once owned and worked in the building. Bring this down. Here we go. Here's a layout starting from the bottom. The house had a dark basement that never went. I never went into, though my mum did. The first floor was a large family room with back having a separate laundry and tool room. The second floor had a kitchen, living room, and my little sister's room, and a bathroom. The third floor was a converted attic, which my mum and my rooms were either end of the closet. The office between them, there are wood stoves on the first and second floors, a hugely decorated grates in the floors that allowed us to see all the way through, and spaces from my bedroom on the third floor down to the stove on the first floor. This is how the hauntings began. The first incident happened in the middle of the night after our housewarming party. My mum's brother and his girlfriend were getting ready to go to sleep on the futon on the first floor in front of the wood stove. Both of them heard a man call our dog by name, Chico, to come down the stairs to where they were. We were all super freaked out by it, but tried to ignore it. Chico seemed fine. He ran to the voice with his tail wagging. More things started happening. We got home one night, and my sister and I were sleeping in the car while my mum ran to unlock the door and go to the bathroom. He couldn't find her key, and was struggling to get the door open in a real hurry. Suddenly the door sprung open for her. Having had numerous experiences with paranormal activity in her life, my mum took this well, even thanking the ghost for her help. Good old mum. Slams and crashes. He wasn't always that friendly, however. One day my mum was playing jazz on her piano on the first floor, and the tool-room door slammed loudly behind her. She was startled and reacted by communicating back to him, saying, "Fine, I'll switch to classical."
Oh, right, okay.
The ghost that likes classical music doesn't like jazz, and it's quite helpful.
Oh, well.
It's nice when you get spirits like that.
Yes, I must admit, it is nice. So, but apart from the bits you've got coming a bit later, that's it for you, isn't it?
That's it for me, yes. I've got a little bit there that links to our friend here.
Right, okay, we'll come back to them in a bit. I've got my 2 penneth here.
You took one.
I've got my 2 penneth. Here we go for my 2 penneth. Okay, this is Sue's 2 penneth. Haunted pub for sale, but buyers beware. At Haunted Asylum. If one of the items of your bucket list is owning a haunted British pub, wait a minute, aren't they all haunted? Then grab your checkbook and head to Hurst Green in Lancashire, where the Punch Bowl is up for sale. It's said to be haunted by Ned King, a friend of fellow notorious 1700s highwayman Dick Turpin, who was captured at the Punch Bowl and hanged from one of its trees. While Turpin's ghosts seem to be everywhere, old Ned stays mostly at the Punch Bowl, where he and his horse Black Tarquin have provided the usual strange noises and other paranormal disturbances. Exorcisms were performed there, most recently in 1942, but locals say he's still around and will be sold with the building. The Punch Bowl is a popular stopping site for haunted tours, but it's no longer open as a pub. Have you done the Punch Bowl?
I used to do it exclusively.
Did
I know
you?
lots about the Punch Bowl.
Oh,
Amazing place.
is it?
Can I just ask, this black Tarquin, was that meant to be Turpin's horse?
No, that was Ned King's horse.
Ned King's horse.
Yes.
I was going to say, I thought it was Black Bess.
But it
Well-
says here, we'll come back to the punch bowl in a bit. If you lose out on the bidding of the punch bowl, don't go trying to buy the haunted Severals Hospital in Colchester. The former psychiatric hospital is also up for sale. Too, but the current owners, the North Essex Partnership University NHS Foundation Trust, want ghost hunters to stay away. The site was abandoned in 1997 and its dilapidated condition makes it dangerous for unoccupied visitors. And then there's the ghost, but in 1913, Severals at times had up to 2,000 patients, mostly women. Some women were sent there because they were raped or had a child out of wedlock. Others because they were moody. Oh God, I'll be good there, won't I? It was notorious.
I know quite a few women that then have been there, I'm telling you.
It was notorious for experimenting with electroconvulsive therapy, lobotomies, and worse. Not surprisingly, many former residents have stayed. In the 1960s, two gardeners saw shadowy figures in the garden that disappeared when they approached. The sellers of Severals Hospital have torn some of the buildings down and would like the grounds to be used for development other than a paranormal tourist attraction. The seller of the punch bowl, not to mention thirsty locals, are hoping the buyers repair, remodels and reopens the haunted pub. Ned King probably feels the same. So you've done there, have you?
Used to do it regularly.
Yeah?
Used to take people to Pendle Hill and then take them to the punch bowl afterwards. And it is one of the most amazing pubs I've ever worked. And if I had the money, I'd buy it, but I haven't.
Yes.
But I could tell you quite a few stories. One of them was in the bar area. But Punch Bowl was one of those places that it had opened as a pub for a while and then it had closed down.
Yeah.
And a lady called Sue used to own it. Her husband died sadly, and she was left to it herself. And she used to let me hire the place when it weren't a pub, so you had full reign of it really. Amazing place. And in the bar area one night, but I was trying to keep the lights low, and a friend was sat at the bar. I was at the other end of the pub, and there was this big bright light about the size of a football moving around the room, and I said to him, "Do you mind turning your torch off?" He said, "John, I haven't got it on." It was just quite amazing. Another story from the Punch Bowl. There was a room, I think it was room 6. Room 6 was quite amazing. You know when you walk into a haunted location and it's absolutely buzzing?
Yeah.
Room 6 was that. Just totally electric.
Yeah. All the hairs in your arms just go up.
And it was just amazing place. So what actually happened is, unfortunately, Sue allowed a landlord to take over. He did do, and that didn't work out. And then it closed again, and someone nicked all the lead off the roof, and it went downhill. Unfortunately.
So I wonder whether they'll open it for tours again when it reopens, or whether it will just stay as a pub.
Maybe the ghost of Kelly nicked the lead.
Never know.
I don't know, but allegedly they're going to make it into flats. It'll be really haunted flats.
Oh yeah, yeah. They did the same with or they were supposed to be. I don't know whether they ever did to butterflies in Oldham.
Yeah, the old butterflies.
Yeah,
I've been there.
Yeah, they were going to turn them into flats. I don't know what happened with that one.
That would have been fun.
Yes. So, but as I say,
with
Hay Hall, they're going to turn that into a hotel. So you never know what's going to happen there.
Rumoured. We don't know for sure.
Yes.
Rumours. We don't know for sure yet.
So
I would like to apologise to our listeners because me and the missus both seem to be a bit tongue-tied tonight.
Yeah, it's tired.
Tired.
And I must admit,
isn't it?
yeah, and my tooth is still playing up. I'm still waiting to have it extracted. So I've been in agony as well all weekend.
I keep telling them I've got some pliers. Look, I've even got them here ready. Look.
No, I want to be put to sleep.
Oh, I've got a hammer as well.
Still want to be put to sleep. So we've got 10 minutes, John. First of all, tell us how you got into Mysteria.
Originally,
Mm.
well, I go way back really. I used to work for a company called Fright Nights
Right.
as a host for about 4 years, I think. I can't
Is that how
remember.
you met Andy?
Yeah.
Ah.
Good old Andy, he used to be one of Fright Night's top mediums, and he's absolutely brilliant. You know?
Mm.
And he had quite a big fan base. You know, all the girls swooming at him and stuff like that. He was doing really well.
Don't tell Mandy.
And yeah, but before then, before Fright Nights, I was part of 2 private research teams.
Yeah.
Going up and down the country, and then it was Fright Nights.
Mm.
And then at the time, I used to work for United Utilities at the time.
Yeah.
And they were making volunteer severances, and I decided to take volunteer severance and then set up Mysteria full time, which was 5 years old a few months ago.
Mm. So
It's weird because I actually thought you were going before us.
yeah.
No.
So, but you've been to some good places with Mysteria, haven't you? You did the Cage.
Cage, yeah.
We did the show here, didn't we? We did a live that night.
That was good, wasn't it?
It was good. Which is another place that's no longer.
Mm.
There's been quite a few that's no longer, isn't there now? There's quite a few that's gone by the wayside.
Yeah, the Punch Bowl being one of them. Like
Yeah.
you say, the Cage is on the wayside.
Yeah.
One of the sad loss was 35 Stonegate
Yes.
in New York.
Yes, I never did get there, unfortunately.
Excellent place.
I went to have a look during the day, but apart from that, the Haunted House of York.
The Haunted House of York.
Yes.
You know what I used to love about that place? I used to, when I'm waiting for the guests to arrive, I used to just stand outside with my list,
Yeah.
my guest list, and watch the people go by their daily business.
Yeah.
And I always remember these 2 guys. They were both like lads who lived on the street. And they had
Yeah.
a dog with 3 legs.
Oh yeah.
And they were looking in this restaurant and saying, "Oh, look at that food!" And I felt so sorry for them. Yeah,
I
fond
don't know.
memories.
Yeah, but
Over the 5 years, what would you say was the most haunted venue that you would say, whether it's actual physical proof or not?
Most haunted venue. Oh dear.
It's a big question after 5 years there.
One of the ones which brings to mind, which is an interesting one, is which will kind of link into something later.
yeah.
Is the Red Line in Pontefract.
Oh right, yeah.
Because it was just you can feel it. It's just a weird, strange place. And if you've never been there before, it's
Yes,
a good
I
place.
Yeah,
to
we've
go.
done that one.
Yeah.
How did you find it?
It was quite strange when we were there, wasn't it?
Straight up the 62 to Pontefract.
Yeah.
No, it was quite strange when we went there. We had other things on our mind at the time, though, didn't we? Unfortunately.
Yeah, we went to visit with another group,
Yeah.
and suffice to say they weren't as professional as they should have been.
Their conduct wasn't as professional as
No.
it should have been. So, I even had to pull 2 off of the roof.
Really?
Yeah.
You know the glass dome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were on top of that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Walking on top of that. It's like, what?
So,
Do you want to know my claim to fame?
go on then.
An excellent place, Berry Pomeroy Castle.
Really?
I've been there. One of the many few
Down south.
down south.
Mm.
And saw one of me. I've been lucky enough to see about 8 or 9 apparitions, and
Yeah.
one of them was at Berry Pomeroy Castle.
Mm.
Me and the
What did you see?
head popping around the corner.
Oh, God.
And we both saw it. Me and
Yeah.
a friend of mine called June.
Mm.
And we both went, "Did you see that?" And she
Mm.
said, "Yeah." And then we ran and to where it popped out of, and there was nothing there.
Well, all right.
That was a good one.
So, good evening, Ghost Rider 2873. Nice to see you back in the chat room.
Hey.
It's been too long.
Has he got a name?
John.
Hi, John.
He's been listening, but he's not been coming in the chat.
No, he hasn't.
He's
So,
been having problems with his internet.
yes. So, he's been trying to get to listen every week, but he hasn't managed to stay on long enough to be there.
He's been nicking a friend's Wi-Fi, but
You can't tell him that.
oh yes, I can. just so he can listen to us. And then, now that's good. His friend knew. There was Wi-Fi. It was Wi-Fi. He wasn't hardlining in.
No, that's true.
But obviously he didn't want to take the mic.
Yeah. So, but as I say, yeah, he was sharing a friend's Wi-Fi just so he could try and listen to the show. But because his internet wasn't very good. Anyway, so I think over the times we've been doing it, investigating that is, we've I liked the Golden Fleece in York.
Yeah.
That was my best one, I think. I liked that one. Went there 3 years afterwards and still couldn't repeat the EVP report. But I can't really say where else. Where else did we actually enjoy? So where else could we say that we actually? We used to like RAF Hampton, but that's not.
That was fun.
No longer available. Another one that's gone by the wayside. So
Yeah, I still I used to like the tunnels.
Dartford Tunnel, haven't we? Drakelow Tunnel.
Yes,
you mean?
Drake Lodge
Yeah.
tunnels. Nice place.
I love that place.
I find it better when you just walk through quietly and let them contact you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's okay. That's not very good if you're on an investigation with the public. But,
No.
if you can just step back somewhere and just let them come to you. And welcome, past Danny.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show there. My one clear ghost, stroke spirit, stroke apparition, whatever you want to call it, was also Hall.
Yeah. So
Which
Ghost Rider said he prefers Hay Hall. That's his favourite so far. So what's happened at Hay Hall so far?
we've had people being thick.
Oh yeah.
People being thick.
Sick.
Phrase of thick.
Thick and
Sick.
thick and thick
Feeling
and thick and
sick.
thick until she screams.
Yeah.
And she did scream as well.
So yeah, we've had people feeling sick.
Physically sick she was as well, the poor lady. You've had people who've been touched and generally feeling a bit scared in there.
Yeah.
In different areas.
Yeah.
And it is a nice area.
Everyone seemed to have picked up on the fireplace, which was supposed to have had the body in. They get a lot from that, and we get a lot of EMF from that fireplace.
We do, when obviously there shouldn't be any.
Yeah, it's because it's not being used anymore. So
Just a question. We were talking about some locations go a bit flat because they're overused.
yes,
What's your take on that? Do you think?
I think it is.
I agree.
I agree. Like I said to you, we've not done Bolling Hall for a while because it was done week in, week out.
Yeah,
And it really went flat.
It was
didn't
literally being done every weekend, and the last time we went, although it's still a lovely building,
Yeah.
it's got some lovely stuff in it, but it just wasn't worth doing.
No.
Is-
It was that flat.
Is it because of? Do you think it's because of the drain of the energy, or is it because that spirit people within the buildings are bored and thinking, "I'm not playing anymore"?
I think it's a drain of energy.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
Yeah, because it does take a
Yeah.
drain, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think, I mean, it's one of them things. The energy gets drained in that, but at the same point, you get a lot of additional energy put in, which changes things. You get people coming along, and you get their negative energy, and it brings things down.
Yeah.
Changes the whole atmosphere of the place.
So the one thing that was funny there was
I know where you're going.
when our Simon hit, we call him Padfoot because you can't hear him, when he's walking around. And there was this big muscly man there, wasn't there?
Yeah,
And
he
he
was.
I'm not frightened. Blah blah
Yeah,
blah.
he was a big guy, all the chains. And
Yeah.
everything. His missus was a bit nervous,
Mm.
and he's like, "Nah, don't bother me." And nothing actually happened to him.
No,
But
Simon came out from
but
nowhere.
Simon walked round behind him, and he suddenly turned around and saw Simon and banged his head on the cellar roof.
It was quite
And
funny.
he did it twice.
Yeah.
Twice he banged his head.
He said, God, you frightened the life out of me.
But
But,
having
before
said-
then, he was all,
Yeah.
"Whoa."
But having said that, he still walked out thinking that maybe something was happening.
Maybe something was going
I
on.
mean, obviously not where Simon was concerned.
No.
But because obviously Simon tries to be as quiet as possible when he's
Mm.
moving around, but he doesn't want what he's doing to to the effect what other people are doing.
Yeah.
But
So-
no, his missus walked out there. Oh yeah, enjoyed that, and he walked out a bit nervous.
So,
But that's but in a way, that's what we want. We want people to come out thinking
maybe.
maybe there's something to
Yeah.
this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not bothered whether they come out thinking, yeah, it's paranormal. I just want, yes,
Yeah.
there could be something to it.
Yeah.
That's
This is
enough
it.
for me.
Well, what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to come back after we've spoken to Sean and find out more about Mysteria yourself and what's happening with you. I'm going to contact Sean now.
And Ghost Rider just mentioned another place I like, but he wasn't too keen on the last time we went. That's Morecambe Winter Gardens.
No, I wasn't very keen on that. I don't know why, but
It felt different last time,
it did
didn't
feel different. Right, let's see if we can get hold of him.
it? Mr. Sean.
Mr. Sean. And we're hoping Skype will work. And I'm sure he'll say hello as soon as he's connected. He says it's all gone blank.
Good evening.
Hey!
Good
I
evening,
didn't
Sean.
even hear it ring.
How's that?
Good evening, Sean. How are you?
Not bad, thanks. How are you?
Not too bad. Right, we've got Sean Cadman on the Skype from PAST Hauntings. Can you tell us a bit about yourself, Sean?
Well, basically, I'm a member of PAST Hauntings. We've had PAST Hauntings together now for probably going on 24 years, 25 years.
Really?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Bloody hell.
That's quite
Yeah.
impressive, Sean.
Yeah.
Originally, it was just going out for a laugh with a torch,
Yeah.
and that was about it. And then from there, we picked up an old Sony camcorder, one of the ones with the big 8mm tape, we cut tapes in it.
Yeah.
Started filming stuff, catching a few bits, and generally built it up from there. The team's mainly family members. As our kids got older, they started coming out with us,
Yeah.
and we've just built it from there. People started liking what we did when we opened our Facebook and YouTube, and it's just grown and grown and grown.
So what places have you been to? We've just been talking about places. What places have you been to that that you've experienced stuff?
We've been to Gallows of Justice quite a few times, and every time we've been there, it's never failed to let us down, that place.
Okay.
Gressley Hall's another favourite that we go to. We was lucky enough to do what place at York, I forgot the name now, before it closed.
35 stone.
Stonegate.
Stonegate, yeah.
Yeah, that was very good there. We had a lot go off there. I think our favourite place that scared us the most, and we've only ever been once, was Woodchester Mansion.
Oh, right, yeah.
We did it was like a private night we did with SPI, Matt Hall and his team.
Yeah.
So it was
I know
just our
that,
team
yeah.
and some military guys, US military, and was in, I don't know if anybody's ever been, but there's a main hallway as you go in,
Yeah, John knows it, doesn't you?
the big wooden door, and the door was closed, and was just starting to do a Gansfield experiment, and there was the biggest bang we've ever heard on the door. It sounded like a rock had been thrown at the door. So of course we ran at the door, opened it, nobody about, everybody was inside the building at the time. That people actually all over the house heard the bang and came running to see what had gone off.
Yeah.
And that was, I think, probably the scariest moment we've had. It's somewhere I definitely want to go back to.
Right. Just again, what experiment was you doing?
The Gansfield experiment.
What's
It's
that?
basically, it's like a sensory deprivation. You wear a blindfold. We make our own blindfolds with sort of half ping pong balls so you can just see light through it.
All right.
You wear that, you have earphones on playing white noise, and basically a flashing light in front of you can be white light or red light. So all you see through the blindfold is a flashing light. And it's almost like a way of a normal investigator experiencing in a way what a medium picks up.
All right.
Because you can see things will start approaching you, you hear voices in the white noise,
Yeah.
and it can be quite intense.
Wow. I've
It's
never heard
something
that
that
one
we're playing with at the moment, seeing different ways we can tweak it, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's good. It's very good.
Okay. So what other kind of experiments do you do?
There's one, we're working closely with Vivian Powell and the RAPS team as well at the moment.
Right.
And we're going to be looking at doing some ITC experiments, different ways of doing that with the water. And other than that, generally we stick to normal investigating. We're trying to bring in little tweaks on bits and bobs just to see if there's different ways of doing things.
Yeah. Right, and you do public investigations as well?
We do mainly team events where we'll hire somewhere out, for example, the Galleries of Justice.
Yeah.
And we just cover the cost of the place so other teams can get in at a good price.
Right.
Because we usually charge between £25 and £28 per person for the Galleries of Justice.
That's not bad.
We cover the costs basically.
Yeah. So basically, what you're doing is like a paranormal friendly event.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying? Where you invite other groups to come and join you.
Yeah, I say give groups chance to get into places at a good price.
That sounds alright, doesn't it?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Need more people to do that.
We do. That sounds like a good idea to me.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
So, and you do this beyond Parazine, don't you?
I do, yes.
When's it due out?
The next one should be due out in the next couple of weeks. I've had a break for a while because I'm sort of rejigging everything.
Yeah.
So looking at different ways to put everything in the magazine and looking at some different providers so it's easy for people to download and view.
Yeah, what made you decide to do the magazine?
I don't know, really. It was just one of them things. I was looking at a couple of other magazines and thought, I fancy a go at that.
Yeah.
So I just started doing it, contacted a few people that we know, asked if people want to write for it, and I got a good response. So I thought, well, why not start doing it? I think we had 8 issues out, or 8 or 9, and then I've given it a break.
Yeah.
Like I say, rejigging a few things, and then we're going to come back, hopefully bigger and better.
Yeah, we've started a show one, and basically we'll be highlighting interviews in it, you know.
Yeah.
With a couple of guest writers in it as well, but it's mainly based around the show. I don't know if you've seen it yet.
Yes, I looked at it the other day. Yeah, it's looking good.
Yeah, well, we're getting there.
It's not easy.
It's not, is it?
No, definitely not.
Randy has to sit there and type out all the stuff.
Transcribe all the interviews that he's putting in. I don't know. But it's a chore as far as I'm concerned, but he loves doing it.
Rather him than me on that one, but he's doing a good job.
But I don't know.
He says, tell me about it.
Oh, hello! He's in the chat room.
He is in the chat room. He said, I'm here, but he's close to death.
Yeah, bless him. But
it definitely makes you a better typist.
Yes, yeah, this is it. So as I say, you've been to Woodchester Mansion, you've been to Gallows of Justice and Gresley. Is there any places you can actually recommend?
Definitely Woodchester.
Yeah.
Gresley Hall, absolutely fantastic place. Not very big, so you can't have a lot of people there.
No.
But absolutely fantastic place there. The atmosphere is incredible. A lot of people don't like Galleries of Justice. They say it's been overdone, but like I say, every time we've been, it's been really good.
Yeah, I've only actually done it. We've done it twice.
We've been twice. The last time we went, we didn't have the underground bit.
No, we didn't. They forgot to unlock it.
But, right.
But we went there with another group first, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Because we normally tag along with a couple of teams. We've been with you before, haven't we, John?
You know, I've been there 70 times,
Have
maybe
you?
75, honestly.
God. I enjoyed it the first time we went.
I can't remember who we went with the first time.
Midlands, I think it was.
Yeah, I think it was, yes.
I can't remember. Was it Midlands? I don't remember. It might have been. Big John. Sixth Sense. That's it.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Midlands, Sixth Sense. And we went with them to have a look at it and enjoy the night, and then we went back with ourselves. But because we were running a public one, which is probably where it's good for you, because you just get in and do what you've got to do, which is what we like doing every now and again, you know, just doing the job, you know, when you haven't really got to look after the public, because you don't really get time to enjoy the night, really, do you?
No, that's it. That's why we like doing the team nights, because really we get in, put all the refreshments out, we break it down into areas, and then everybody picks an area, off we go, and then it just rotates all through the night, so everybody gets a chance to do everywhere.
Yeah.
It's really good. You could call it a free-for-all, really.
Yeah.
Everyone does what they want all night.
Sounds good, doesn't it? So
seems to work well.
Yeah. And the price. What do you think to prices these days?
I
I'll throw that.
think some of them, to be perfectly honest, are absolutely outrageous what people are charging.
Yeah.
Especially when you're doing it yourself and you know the prices of these venues.
Precisely.
And you see the prices that some people are putting them out at, and it's incredible.
Yeah. This is it.
It's not just the groups though. Some of the venues are charging extortionately.
The venues are quite expensive.
Yeah, the prices seem to be going up and up and up for venues.
Yeah, this is it.
Yeah, we asked about one, and we was told £1,400 plus VAT.
Yes.
Wow.
And that includes tea and biscuits.
We said go away.
we said, how much would it cost for that, the tea and biscuits?
Was that Temple Newsam by any chance?
No, it was Tissington Hall.
Oh my God. Okay.
So, but
we got a better deal in Romania.
Yeah, when we went to Romania, we got a better deal. We did Brand Castle. So, but
so there's definitely a bit of cashing in going on.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Just a wee bit.
Yeah. I must admit, Brand Castle was expensive, but
it was worth it.
It was worth doing it. So,
yeah.
You know, but as I say, they originally wanted $3,500.
Wow.
To do Brand Castle, and I managed to get them down a little bit. Yeah, and it was a case of
just over 2, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was just over 2, and it was a case of it's going to cost £100 per person, including team, but you've got to get your own flights. Yeah, and I thought, well, if I sell it, then fair enough. If I don't sell it, then I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
But because it was such a prime place.
Yeah. But the first time we went, we were a couple short, but we said it's going to be a one-off, so we're going anyway.
And then we ended up being invited back.
We got invited back and sold it again.
Yeah, and we said, well, if we sell it, we'll do it, but we'll give them 3 months, 4 months notice. But now Haunted Happenings have been there.
Yeah.
There's quite a few.
You know, there's quite a few that have been there now.
So is that owned by Madame Tussauds, is it?
No. It's owned by the Romanian company thing.
Yeah, it's a private family, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a private family thing. So
there's a good example of prices. If Gressley Halls, to actually hire it out, it's only £75 for the night.
Really?
Yeah, so you get 7:30 till midnight.
Yeah.
So it's midnight 12:30, but it's £75.
It's not bad.
So something to bear in mind when you see how much groups charge per person.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
But the guy that runs it is putting it up to 100 after Christmas in the new year.
Technically, I don't blame him.
Yeah, he was asking me, just think, that's it's still cheap.
Yeah. Is that the one in Swaddling Coat, Sean?
Sorry?
Is that the one in Swaddling Coat?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, is it a Swaddling Coat?
I've seen that out there for £35 each.
Have you?
Yeah.
Really?
Wow.
So,
I can't remember the group, but I wouldn't say anyway, but I have seen it out for that.
Yeah.
And it's only until 12 o'clock?
Yeah, till 12 till 12:30. It's around about that time. We don't mind if you're sort of there till 12:30. But
right.
It's not a very big place.
No.
Yeah, so it's plenty of time to cover everything there.
Yeah.
You had to go down to the team and do it.
Yeah, sounds good to me. So.
Yeah, it is good. It's one of them places where you can just hire out yourselves for your own team to go.
Yeah, and there's not many of them places around, I must admit.
No, we're busy at the minute trying to find these little places that haven't been done.
Yeah.
But they're few and far between at the moment. Everybody's looking for the same thing.
Yeah.
There's one we know that gets done. It's the town hall, Nottingham Town Hall.
Nottingham Town Hall.
Problem is that you've got to do it on a Friday, but it's never let us down yet.
No.
Normally, when we're just locking up, somebody will whistle or the door slam, or we have to go back in and check the whole building again.
You know, it is quite interesting, that one. But,
so, must admit, I do enjoy just our team when we go out. Private little thing, just go out somewhere.
It's a lot better, isn't it?
Yeah, an old wreck of a church or graveyard or something. But I don't think you can beat them nights.
I'm jealous. I'm really jealous.
Yeah, they are the best nights.
You know, if we could find some places that were cheap enough for the team to do, it would be a lot easier. You know, I'm sure the team always love Team Invest. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's the thing. But it's like you say, it's finding them. It's finding the places.
That's it, definitely.
Few
and far between.
Yeah, and some of the places want a lot of money.
Yeah, well,
You know.
we used to do a place
Yeah.
in Pontefract, didn't we, the hotel that got burned down.
Parkside Hotel.
Parkside
Yeah.
Hotel. It was, and to be honest, I'm surprised it burned. It was that damp.
Yes.
But it was a good place. It wasn't dear.
No.
And you got some good things there.
Yeah,
But,
we actually hosted it, didn't we? And they
Yeah.
used to charge £15 a night.
Yeah, and they put on sandwiches and everything
Yeah.
for people.
So, so that wasn't too bad.
And
Yeah, that's not bad.
The reason they went to hosting was because they had just had groups come in, didn't they? And they
Yeah.
were, obviously, it's still a working hotel, so you still got people
Living
staying
there, yeah, and they were,
and they were running up and down the hallway, knocking on doors and everything, trying to get in rooms that had
Yeah.
people staying in them.
so how far up north have you been, or do you just stay around your area?
York's probably the furthest up north we've been. We've done some quite far down south when we've been with Raps team.
Yeah.
Because they're from sort of down there, the other side of Peterborough, Norfolk.
All right.
We'll go out with them. Who's quite a few times down there. We've
Hey,
got
John,
one-
Norfolk.
Sorry?
My brother-in-law's in Norfolk.
Is he? Yeah,
Yeah.
we've been out to Norfolk a bit. We've got one coming up, excuse me, 25th of this month at Castle Rising.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that because that's not out very often.
Hmm.
We've been to Wells on Sea.
Oh, yeah.
We've done down there.
So whereabouts are you based, Sean?
Nottingham.
Nottingham.
Yeah, so sort of dead central really for everything.
Yeah. Yeah. So I didn't really know about the galleries in Nottingham. I don't know what else is there.
Well, you got the caves. But
Oh, yeah, got the caves, but I
But,
didn't think much of the caves when we went. Have you been to the caves, Sean?
I've been during the daytime, but I've not been for a nighttime investigation. We usually stick to the galleries.
Yeah,
I didn't think it was worth it, to
you
be
could
honest with
do it as a team, I suppose, but it's quite expensive for that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because it's one ring. So
Yeah.
wherever you are, you can hear people on the other side. So
Yeah.
you can't
Yeah.
really split up. You've got to go in one place.
So.
Yeah, we've got the trip to Jerusalem, England's oldest pub.
Yeah.
That's good. We've had a few experiences there.
Hmm.
There's the old Salutation, another pub, which underneath there's a lot of the caves that you can investigate.
I'm going to have a look on your site, you know that. See if we can tag along.
Strelly Hall. We've got Strelly Hall coming up soon.
So.
It's like a stately home with all dungeons and tunnels underneath it.
Yeah, we've been to look there, haven't we, Strelly Hall? John said he wants to do an invest at Cromer Airfield. Ever thought
Cromer
about it?
Airfield.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's in
I'll have
Norfolk.
to have a look up for that.
Yeah.
See what I can find out.
What did you want to ask a question, John?
Yeah, just a quick one. Have you tried what's it called now? The North East Aircraft Museum, Sean?
I think we did one down there with Raps. That might have been the one. Is that the one where they've got all the old wrecks of the airplanes?
Yeah, amazing
Yeah.
place.
Yeah, very good place.
So we did Doncaster Airport Aircraft Museum. So, but there are some cheap ones out there if you look.
Yeah,
No.
they are definitely. Yes, case of hunting and spending a day phone calls and on the internet, but you can hunt a few out. Yeah, definitely.
So, but do you? You obviously don't advertise on your website where you're going then.
Every now and again we do. We put them on, but usually I'll just put them on Facebook mainly,
Yeah.
and then we'll put them on. Once there's the interest there, we put them on the website for people to make the payments.
Right. So is the public allowed to come on some of them then?
Yeah, we don't mind the public come along. We've had public come on some of our team events, filled a few spaces up, and they end up forming their own little teams.
Right. Oh, that's all right then.
Yeah, it's quite good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, we don't say no public. Public
Yeah.
are allowed to come along.
So, and what is your website anyway?
It's www.past-investigations.co.uk.
Right. And with the investigations, do you do any reports on them?
With our medium, Kev writes all our reports up.
Right. So, who's actually in your group? Give them a name check.
Right, there's myself, Sean. There's my wife, Sarah. Friend of 25, 30 years, Simon. We're the three co-founders.
Yeah.
There's my two daughters, which is Zara and Sean.
Mhm.
My son Daniel.
Yeah.
My 2 daughters' partners, which is Leon and Ashley.
It's a family affair.
It is. Then friends-wise, we've got Luke. We've got Kev, who's our team medium, and his partner Marie. And 2 of my son's friends, which is Josh and Corianne. And that's the main core of the team.
But it's so nice, isn't it, to have all your sons? And
Yeah,
daughters,
yeah. I bet it is nice to have your family doing it with you.
It is. It's really good.
Yeah, and it's good that like me and Steve, your partner's into it as well, so you're not leaving each other at home.
That's right. Yeah.
So that's another good thing, isn't it? So
somebody to grab hold of when you're frightened.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's been quite a few marriages hit the rocks because of it.
Yeah, we've noticed a few that have hit the rocks because of it. But so what kind of things have you experienced that you can actually say is paranormal, or that you're not quite sure of?
We've had the door at Woodchester.
Yeah.
I think one of the most profound experiences was before I was actually investigating properly. I used to be a taxi driver.
All right.
And there's a place near us called Ashton-on-Trent.
Yeah.
And Cooper's Arms there. It used to be Cromwell's old barracks. And it's now a restaurant. And I was driving up the gravel driveway there. And just as I was sort of halfway up the driveway, I could see the people I was picking up waiting at the top. And a figure appeared at the side of the driveway in full military uniform with the sort of tall hats on, stepped out in front of the car as I reached it, and as the car sort of hit the figure, everything cut out on the car. It carried on walking through the bonnet of the car and then just disappeared on the other side of the driveway. I was in a bit of shock at the time. Tried the key and the car started, and the people were actually running down the drive, all screaming, we saw that, and they all saw it as well.
Wow.
So that's one I definitely can't explain. One at the Galleries of Justice, it was just after 5 o'clock in the morning. Most of the teams had gone and was in the courtyard. We put a voice recorder on the gallows and then went off into the dark cells, and Simon had walked to the other end of the courtyard with his camcorder.
Yeah.
And unheard by any of us until we went back through the footage, there's a really loud scream and sort of a bang like the trapdoor dropping, which is something we've gone over and over and over, and we can't explain that.
Yeah.
One, Grace to You Priory, which is one of the places where we just go every now and again. We've caught what looks like a partial apparition on that as the camera pans round. Clearly see the figure of a person walking. And then as another camera pans and the infrared light hits it, it just sort of goes off like mist.
God.
I've had my hair pulled. We did an old abandoned mental hospital as well. That was at Ashton-on-Trent.
Yeah.
It was one of them places, it's just all left. It's boarded up, but every now and again we used to go, and the kids had been and ripped all the boarding off.
Yeah.
So then we went in. If it was boarded up, we'd come home again.
Yeah.
It was in there one night, and I was stood with my back to a doorway, and something grabbed my coat and pulled me back into an empty room.
God.
All the stones thrown, all sorts of bits and but the usual voices.
Yeah.
Lights we can't explain.
Yeah. And Andy in the chat room is he said he's recorded the same noises at the galleries, and he said remember, so I think he's still confused.
Oh, right.
Because he definitely wasn't there with us, so he must have been you he was with.
Yeah, I think, well, I've been there so many times, it's hard to remember which one's which, to be honest with you, Andy. Which one was it?
One Andy was with you.
Oh, loads of times.
Yeah, because he recorded the same noises as we've just been told about.
It was on my...
On your what,
It
Andy?
was on... That's what he's put. It was on my...
On your...
appearance on the show.
Also, he played it when he came on the show.
Oh, right. Okay. My audio clip. Oh, right. Okay.
Yes.
I can't remember.
I do vaguely remember.
Okay. So, I'm glad you do, because
Yes,
I don't.
he also showed us that strange figure at the end of the passageway.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the strange
same time.
figure. Yeah. So Sean, remind us again when the magazine's out. Beyond Parazine.
It should be out about 2 weeks' time.
Right,
Or-
okay.
Well,
And how do we get hold of that?
I share it all over the place when I bring it out, and there's links on it to go to the website.
Okay.
That's basically the easiest way.
Yeah.
Is putting all my links everywhere, and people click on the links to the website, or they can go to the PAST Investigations website, and there's a page on there for Beyond Parazine,
Right.
and they can just click on the issues and download them that way, or
Okay.
view the flip pages.
Right. Okay, dokie. So, thanks for coming on the show anyway.
Telling
Thank
us
you
all
for
about
having me.
past.
And telling us all about PAST, a group that I'll be honest with you, I didn't even know was about.
Sounds like you're doing a top job, Sean.
It does,
Well done.
doesn't it?
Oh,
Does
thank
sound
you.
like
Can
a
I
But I
just
suppose-
mention as well? So, November the 13th and 14th, the
Yeah.
British Paranormal Association are holding a charity weekend for children in need.
Right.
They've got loads of different stuff going off on that weekend. There's coffin lock-ins at the Derby Jail,
Yeah.
Richard Felix and his team. There's auctions going off for lots of different paranormal investigators to obviously win a night investigating with the different investigators.
Yeah.
So if people want to check out the British Paranormal Association pages, or there's loads of details on there of the events that they've got going off.
Right. Okay. We are actually on there. So,
That's
it's,
and that's for children in need. Yeah.
yeah.
It is all for children in need, yeah.
Okay. Well, as I say, you're obviously doing something right. As I say,
Yeah, been going that long.
yeah, and
We try.
and all power to you that you've been able to do it on your own. So that's the main thing. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
okay.
I basically think he's cheated. He didn't get a team. He bred them.
He bred them.
That's the best way of doing it.
Well, Danny said earlier it's a nice family day out.
Yeah. Oh, Danny's my son.
Oh, is he?
That's our son.
So, but yeah. So thanks again, Sean. And as I say, keep up the good work. And I'll be checking you Beyond Parazine and checking your website and going back on British Paranormal Association.
Yeah, and if you've got anything charity like that, give us a shout and we'll give it a call out.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Okay.
Thanks very much.
Okay. Speak to you soon.
Bye,
Speak to you
Sean.
soon.
Bye.
Thank you.
Cheers, Sean.
Bye.
Well, that was Sean from PAST Hauntings. Very nice conversation we had there.
Been going a long time.
All power to him. And thanks, Danny, for being in the chat room. And but yeah, it's good when you can go out on your own. That's the thing, you know what I mean, and actually do the job. You know, which is what really we want to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, if we can afford to go and do these places without having to ask the public to pay for them.
It's nice sometimes to have the public, but
Yeah.
you can't do a proper
You can't do a
investigation because
proper-
you don't know
no.
where everybody is all the time.
No, this is it.
If it's just the team, you know exactly where
Yeah.
everybody is.
Yeah.
And, you know where there's going to be bleed over from sounds from different places and
This
stuff.
is it.
And you can work on it properly,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is what the guys at the past have been doing.
Well, this is it. So,
Really good.
you know, I'm gonna definitely have a look, see where they're going,
And
see whether we can tag along.
and he's being KTPF. He's having other teams that are going out with him as well.
Yes, definitely.
Sharing venues. That's
Yeah.
good news.
Yeah. So proud to be keeping the paranormal friendly.
All power to his elbow.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this ad, and we'll be back to you with John in a moment.
The Paranormal Intelligence Gathering Services Ghost Store is a one-stop shop for all of your ghost hunting gadgetry needs. Run by ghost hunters for ghost hunters, the shop is filled with all of the latest in investigation equipment, shipped in from all around the world, from high-quality digital dictaphones to EMF pumps, infrared illuminators to laser grid pens, CCTV equipment to data loggers. All of our equipment has already been imported, so you can buy it safe in the knowledge that there will be no hidden costs. And with our postage promise, you'll never pay more than the actual postage price. So visit www.the-pigs.co.uk/ghost store.
Yeah. Well, we're back here again with our guest tonight, John Blackburn from Mysteria Paranormal, and we're going to be talking a bit about where your life is leading you at the moment, aren't we?
At the moment.
So
writing a book.
Right, we're going to have more about that in a moment. But what we want to do first is, if I'm going to get Steve to just mention these two bits, which will lead into our next segment with you, John.
Yeah, these were a couple of bits from June 2010 about the Anguish Man painting, which John has shown us on many occasions.
Yeah.
And I think this is from, is it Sean that owns it?
Sean Robinson, yeah.
I think this is what Sean's put online. My grandmother had this painting in her attic for 25 years. She said it was evil. She told us she used to see the dark figure of a man around the house, and at night she'd hear strange noises and crying. She told me the artist committed suicide shortly after finishing it, and that he'd used his own blood to mix with the oils. After she died, we got the painting. It's currently in our basement. Shortly after we got the painting, various members of the family started seeing the dark figure of a man. At night we began hearing noises, and just recently we have heard crying and moaning. The painting is still in our house, and although I never believed in the supernatural, I am now convinced there is something evil about the painting. He did an update on 18th of June 2010. The noises have been getting worse. We have heard crying coming from the corner of our bedroom. We've started seeing the dark figure standing at the bottom of the bed, just staring at us. It seems to be a middle-aged man, but his features are not very clear. As a former skeptic, I'm very curious, so I'm moving the painting into our bedroom. Previously, it's been in the cupboard downstairs. I'm feeling apprehensive and a little scared.
Right, okay. Now,
that's from 2010, June.
Right, so when did you first become involved with the painting? How did it come into
when
your
you become
hands?
aware of it.
Yeah.
It happened in 2012.
Okay.
Sean Robinson sent me an email.
Yeah.
He said I think he sent it to the wrong person originally, because I started reading it and it seemed it was for somebody else.
Okay.
It had a video attached to it, which Sean sounded quite excited about on his email.
Mm-hmm.
And I played it, and I thought, "Oh, this is amazing." I thought, I thought it was either. I mean, the problem with these days is that when everybody watches a video or like a photograph, everyone thinks it's been photoshopped or something, don't they?
Yeah.
That's the first thing.
But it's so easy these days, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And I thought, well, it's either been photoshopped, but it didn't seem it to me.
No.
I'm no expert, but because of the way Sean described it, he sounded excited about it.
Yeah.
And that's what made it credible for me.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got to keep an open mind, haven't you?
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just never going to know.
No.
And
well, you can miss something quite important, can't you?
Yeah.
Otherwise.
Yeah.
And I got talking to Sean. He's a really nice guy, and he was kind enough to allow me to work with the painting.
Okay. And in 2012, you conducted a live experiment on the painting.
Yeah, it started at a place.
Well, can I just reiterate that? That wasn't on the painting, that was with the painting.
With the painting, yeah. Won't say that on. With the painting.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
actually started at Wasdale Hall originally.
Right. And whereabouts is that?
It's in Cumbria.
Right.
And I kind of suggested Sean, well, why don't we try this?
Okay.
And Sean was for it because he wanted to learn more. Not a few things did happen which were strange. The first thing, a lady called Leslie Goodborn, she spent some time in the cellar with it. Me, Sean, and the guests were all in the room above. Leslie had a walkie-talkie, I had a walkie-talkie.
Yeah.
And she was doing it for charity, and she said she'd do, I think it was 10 minutes. And you could tell that her voice was getting more nervous all the time. I mean, she was quite a gutsy lady, anyway. And she still comes on events with me. And you could see her getting a bit nervous because she could hear footsteps in the dark coming towards her. And she said it was coming from behind the painting.
Okay.
And it stopped. footsteps stopped. I mean, it's pitch black. She couldn't see a hand in front of her face.
Mm.
And then, if I remember rightly, it was a while ago now, but I think it turned right in front of her, and then it just went then.
Right.
Various things happened that night, little things really. Well, that was quite a big one, really, wasn't it? But
yeah.
Other things where there was 4 ladies spent some time with the painting, and they could hear scratching noises from inside it.
Okay.
There's always been a feeling of sorrow. People feeling sad around the painting's a common one.
Okay.
But things over the time, really, the painting itself, you kind of get a connection with it.
Right.
And well, people are going to think I'm absolutely mad, but I developed a friendship with him.
Yeah.
And it's amazing to be honest with you.
Well, last time we saw the painting, Sue actually felt
a breath from its mouth.
From the mouth area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
And if you weren't listening to the show at the time, there was a phone rang, which wasn't here. There was weird noises.
The painting was here, and I put a dictaphone next to it.
Yeah.
It's one we're still using, and it never recorded a thing.
Not even us talking.
Not even us talking, even though it was on before.
Yeah, it was as if the painting, for want of a better word, had put a Faraday cage around itself. You know what I mean?
To it. I heard the phone ringing, and the old-fashioned phone. Somebody in the chat room heard it, and then it rang again, and me and Andy both heard it, although you two didn't.
No.
We were in the same room.
This is it.
Strange.
But we've had other things with.
But none of that came out on the recording of the show.
You've had other episodes with the painting. You did the live from the cage, which people can hear on YouTube.
That's right. Yeah.
Where you was with Andy, and you had a regression as well. And there were things that happened during the cage event, and that was for Blesma, wasn't it?
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, that's right. The British Luminous Ex-Servicemen's Association.
Yeah.
One of the most interesting things, which you guys saw yourself, is it was in one of the bedrooms upstairs.
Yeah.
It's one of the strange things that happened. It was a nightmare all night long because all the cameras were going. Remember?
They were all going.
And we had 3 laptops. We ended up using 2 laptops gone down on us. I had my last laptop going still. Yeah. So I was walking upstairs with this laptop in my hand.
Yeah.
The painting was in one of the back bedrooms, and I spent my time with the painting in the back bedroom. And I always remember that the webcam was pointing towards me, so I could see myself.
Yeah.
And the painting, and there was a shadow behind me. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And the shadow bent down.
Yes.
Which was weird, and everybody saw that, so that was good.
And Andy got some shots from that night on his camera as well. And there was on there that he couldn't.
He said about the circle on the painting as well. There was a circle of light, wasn't there, or something?
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Yeah.
And Ghost Riders just reminded us that on the night that we did the show here with the painting, and you were telling us all about it, there was actually some voices that people could hear live on the chat.
Yeah.
On the show, but it didn't come through on the recording.
No.
Not at all. I mean, obviously we record the show, but that goes out on YouTube.
Yeah.
None of that came out on the recording for the YouTube.
Yeah.
And nothing came out on the dictaphone at all.
No.
Wow, fantastic.
I'm just glad the show recorded.
Yes.
And we actually on the 3rd anniversary show we actually played the clip of Sue feeling the breath coming through the mouth area of the painting. Yeah,
that's right. So, but we've had the painting on the show a couple of times, haven't we?
Have, yes.
When we was at our old house.
It's one of them paintings. It looks bloody horrible, to be honest.
Yeah.
But you can't help looking at it.
Maybe for those who haven't seen the painting before, Andy, you can find a link to a picture while you're sitting there listening to show people. For those of you who don't know who Andy is, he's our co-host, but he was the one I said that's not feeling too good tonight. But he's managed to get himself into the chat room for us, which we appreciate, and we miss him.
Yes, I will try. I think I've got one on my face.
Andy's going to look for it for us. So, so anyway, so you've been with the painting Since 2012. Yeah.
3 years now.
3 years, and you've done numerous experiments with it. It's been on investigations with you, and it's moved and stuff like that.
Well, the thing is with him is he loves to be worked.
Yeah.
And say like if you only used him once a month, he is not. Like you saw him where he was probably used once a month.
Yeah.
And he didn't do an awful lot, did he?
No.
But if you use him twice a month, he is amazing.
Yeah.
And the other thing about him as well, he's intelligent. He learns.
Yeah.
He listens to you. Because one of the things that I wanted to do for him early is to make sure he was looked after. I wanted to get an easel for him.
Yeah.
I got the easel. I put him on the easel, and as soon as I gave him the easel, I gave him legs.
Yes.
And what he did first of all, and I know this is going to sound totally bizarre, is that he tried to walk.
Yeah.
And the way he did it, he kind of, and this was witnessed by must have been about 24 people, and the way he did it, he kind of rocked back and forth and forwards on one leg to the other. And I said to him, "Look," I said, "you need to calm down a little bit," and he did. He calmed down because I thought, I didn't want him to sort of do any damage, fall over. So I looked at him and said, "Look, you need to calm down." He did.
Yeah.
And I said, if you want to move, why don't you slide the easel? And from ever since then, he slid the easel.
Right. Andy's put the link up there for you to have a look at the picture. Yes, he has, like I asked him to. And so, but
We'll put another one on.
Oh,
I have another one that tells you a bit about the story about him as well.
Oh, that's okay then.
Something about Chillingham.
Chillingham?
Yeah, Chillingham Castle.
Was you at Chillingham?
Yeah, it was me, Sean, Robinson, and 24 guests. That was an amazing night.
Yeah.
That's before he had his easel.
Yeah.
And what he decided to do, because he didn't have the easel, he lifted up the big oak bench.
Right.
And banged it down a number of times.
Wow. And how did Sean feel about all this happening?
Unfortunately,
because obviously Sean saw what it was like at the house when he was getting. What was it like at Chillingham when he saw this? How did when he found out about how active it was?
Unfortunately, what happened was the room where we had the experiment was in, I can't remember what it's called now, but it was a room above Sir Humphrey's living quarters.
Yeah.
And it's the warmest room in the castle. Now, Sean's got a bad back, and that night he was suffering with his bad back quite a lot.
Right.
So he couldn't come up the stairs. Well, he chose not to because his back was hurting him.
I know the feeling.
And he stayed downstairs, which was in the base room.
Yeah.
And that's when it all happened, unfortunately. Right. So Sean didn't see it, unfortunately. Right.
But he's heard about what's happened.
He's heard about what's happened, yeah.
Has he expressed opinions or anything?
He's always been fascinated.
Yeah.
He always came to events when he can.
Yeah.
He couldn't come often, but he always wanted to know what was going on, and he always took a keen interest. And when he could come, he always wanted to come.
Okay. So you're going to tell us a bit more about the painting in a moment, and also about your new book.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get these events quickly out of the way, and then we'll come back and finish off with John. Fed up of wading through the activities and events that other advertisers include? Find just what you're looking for at paranormaleventsforyou.com, your one-stop paranormal directory. Okay, well, first up, if you're in the Matlock area tomorrow, it's the last day for the Bohemian Bazaar. We will be there with alternative stalls such as holistic therapies, plus lots more, including some unusual and unique items. On the 17th of April, there's a ghost hunt at the Jamaica Inn in Cornwall. You can find out more by visiting jamaicainn.co.uk. 18th and 19th of April, the Bohemian Bazaar is back at the Grand Pavilion in Matlock, Bath. On the 19th of April, there's a ghost hunt at the Stoke Hotel in Wigan. 25th of April, there's a Clitheroe Ghost Walk and Pendle Hill Walk. And Derek Acora is still doing his psychic ether tours, and as well as Tony Stockwell. And you can find out more from their website. For more details on these and other events, visit paranormaleventsforyou.com. Paranormaleventsforyou.com also offers banner advertising for only £10 per year. See our website for more details. Paranormaleventsforyou.com, your one-stop paranormal directory. Yeah, well, that's the events coming up in the next couple of weeks, but we're still here with John from Mysteria Paranormal.
And before you go on, while I still remember, a big thank you to yourself, and if you can thank Sean for allowing us to put the image on a T-shirt for our son. He loves it.
Yes. So he does love it, I must admit. But as I say, concerning the Anguish Man, is there more you want to tell us about the Anguish Man? What's happening with it now?
Well, he's back with Sean at the moment.
Right, okay.
And,
having a break.
Having a break, yeah. And like I say, I'm writing this book, and it's about my experiences with the live experiments over those since 2012, really.
Right.
And some of them have been pretty amazing. One of the things that was always important to me was that he liked what he was doing.
Yeah.
That was so important to me. And if he didn't like what he was doing, then I wouldn't have done it. Because it would have been wrong, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And again, this was witnessed by a number of people. And I don't know where the name came from. I can't remember now. It's been so long. But I call him David.
Yeah.
He did say his name isn't David, but he will respond to that.
Yeah.
And that's what he's always responded to.
Yeah.
And it is kind of a lot of people call him David now. And I said to him, David, are you happy doing this? And he said yes, by lifting the leg of the easel.
Yeah.
And he enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
And like I say, the more you use him, the more amazing he is.
Yeah.
And there was a gentleman who is going to ring in tonight.
Yes. We're going to have a listen from a young man, aren't we?
Yeah, and this is an amazing story, really.
Okay.
He came to an event at Woodchester Mansion, and I won't tell you through my words. I think it's best for him to tell you, really. He was an absolute skeptic.
Right.
Okay. This is in the book.
Yeah.
And he's a really lovely guy. He's a boxer, so he's not like a soft guy. Do you know what I mean? He can take care of himself. Complete skeptic, and his wife sent me an email after the event, and she thanked me.
Yeah.
Because he completely changed his mind.
Really.
And I believe he's going to ring you.
Right. Okay. So, what's his name again?
His name is Bill Smith.
Bill Smith. So, Bill Smith, if you're ready, if you'd like to give us a call, you've got the number. Just give us a call on the phone, and we'll find out more about his story.
Yeah.
And we are waiting with bated breath. Oh, that was quick. Good evening.
Hello, Sue. That was good timing, wasn't it?
It was, wasn't it? Oh, hello. Hello, Sue.
Hello.
Where are you from?
I'm actually, Romford.
Romford. Oh, you're in Essex.
Yeah, Essex boy as well.
Oh God, I come from just over the water in Chatham.
Oh right, ah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, Chatham in Kent.
Yeah, Chatham in Kent. Right. So, tell us your story.
Well, we went on an event in Woodchester Mansion. First time I've ever done sort of anything along these lines,
Yeah.
And didn't know what to expect at all. Didn't do any research on the place at all, and just wanted to sort of have an open mind on what was going to happen, really.
Yeah.
John introduced the building, told us a bit about sort of the paranormal and why buildings hold spirits and stuff like that, and the reasoning behind it.
Yeah.
Quite interesting. And he then did a raffle, and I think we all picked a number out of the hat, and I won second prize to go and do a lone visual in the basement with the Anguish Man painting.
Right.
I don't know what the first prize would have been, but the second prize was bad enough. But John asked me if I was okay with it, and I said, yeah, why not? And sort of he led me down away from the group.
Yeah.
We got to this small room in the basement, which seemed to go on forever until we got there.
Yeah.
I'm standing in this room, and the Anguish Man's in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't know what to expect. John kindly took my torch away and walked away, and walked, and I could hear him going. And that was it. It was just pitch black in this room, just me and the Anguish Man.
Oh, God.
Before I went down there, John actually said to me, just ask him a couple of questions, see how you get on, and I'll be honest, I felt completely stupid talking to a painting in the dark.
Yeah.
And slowly my eyes started to sort of, get used to the dark, and I could see sort of bits and pieces in the corners, not sure what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I started to ask David a few questions. Took about 5-10 minutes, nothing at all happened, so I carried on asking him questions. All of a sudden, I've seen the lips of the painting move, and it was almost like mouthing to try and tell me something back.
Wow.
For some reason, I wasn't frightened.
No.
I was more intrigued.
Yeah.
It was so strange, and I was a bit gutted, to be honest, that I didn't have a torch, and being a real sceptic myself, there's got to be some sort of trickery going on here.
Yeah.
Anyway, I had my mobile phone on me.
Uh-huh.
I pushed the torch up on the mobile phone.
Cheap.
The painting. And as soon as I'd done that, the mouth continued to sort of move very briefly and then stop.
Really?
Yeah. It was the weirdest, strangest thing I've ever seen in my life.
God.
And I've never experienced anything like it at all. And also, something came into my mind was the word France. And I'm not sure why or how. It came into my mind almost like a typewriter.
Yeah.
The word France came into my mind, and I thought absolutely nothing of it.
No.
When we went back up, John came and got me, and I went back upstairs, and he actually told me not to say anything to the group.
Yeah.
He said, "Did you experience anything?" And I said, "Yeah, I did."
Yeah.
I wasn't sure what was going on, but I did.
Mm-hmm.
And when I sort of later on explained to the group what had happened, I think everyone was just sort of looking at me as if I was crazy, honestly. Even my wife was there, and I'm not sure if she sort of 100% believed me, but it was incredible.
Yeah.
Never seen anything like it at all.
And how do you feel now about, are you skeptic?
Yeah, I mean, John asked me the same thing at the end of the evening. I said to him, I'd love to say I'm not skeptic, but I'm just completely blown away by what's happened and can't explain. I just, even now, sort of back at it, I just can't explain what happened that night.
No.
I really can't. I really, really can't.
Has anything happened since that night?
There was, when we went down to the cage on the second thing I'd ever done.
Yeah.
We had the Anguish Man in the room, and John decided to set up a small table with a glass.
Mm-hmm. And
there was a few of us standing round, and the glass slowly went round the table.
Yeah.
Asked if it had any messages for anyone round the table, and it stopped at this young lady opposite us, and was looking to see who had passed in her life or whatever had happened. But she couldn't think of anyone, so it continued almost straight away, and it was quite fast and quite powerful, and it stopped at me. And Don asked the painter again, "David, have you got a message for Bill?"
Yeah.
It started to come up about World War I.
Right.
For some reason. And John will tell you, he was there anyway, and what looked like the shape of a medal on the actual glass, or the actual shape as the glass was moving.
Yeah.
And what was weird is the shape of the medal was exactly the same shape as what my great-grandfather got when he was killed in France, believe it or not.
Yeah.
In World War I. So there's two occasions now where something happened there, and I just can't. There's obviously a connection between the two messages, but I still can't understand how it happened. I just don't get it.
Weird.
It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, yeah. So, I don't know. Well, thanks for telling us your story, Bill.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It just feels strange talking about it, to be honest.
Does it really?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. I've not told many people, I'll be honest with you, in case I'm locked up somewhere.
I don't know.
But yeah, absolutely fascinating. Really is.
Well, it's nice when you can take something away from it, I must admit, but as I say, it can blow your mind a bit.
And it has.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I've never experienced anything like that, and I don't think I ever will, ever again.
Right, okay.
The actual painting's there, to be honest.
Right.
It's very strange.
Okay then, Bill. Well, thanks very much, my darling.
Anytime, so.
All right, take care.
Have a good evening.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Well.
Interesting, eh?
Very interesting.
And one of the interesting things is as well, when David does start to use the lass, he brings everybody a message from somebody who's passed over.
God.
And what I say to him is to eliminate that, that everything's above board. I say to him, can you ask your relative a question in your mind that only you and him or her would know?
Yeah.
And it's right every time. To verify that is their spirit connection.
Yeah.
So not only does David not only does he communicate you via the painting, but he's also started now to be a bridge for people's relations and relatives who've passed on.
Like he's become a medium, basically.
Basically.
Yeah.
He's being a conduit.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Bill, for that.
The medal that Bill's on about, and I confirmed with John just now, is the big one, the big penny one.
Yeah.
I call it.
Yeah.
It looks like an old British penny, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's that colour as well.
So, well, thanks, Bill, for ringing in and telling us your story, and I hope you get over it in a way. So, but I can understand it blowing his mind, I must admit. It does make things like this sort of thing does make you think to yourself, did it happen, did it not happen? Yes, it did happen, I saw it, but why did it happen? That sort of thing, it's more the why it happened. Why am I seeing this? And
makes you question yourself.
It does make you question yourself and stuff, and you can't make any possible explanation because of what you've seen or what you've heard and stuff like that. And once you can't do that, then obviously there must be something paranormal about it.
The other thing as well is another one that blew my mind. It was only a month ago. A place called the Red Line in Pontefract.
Yeah.
And it was the first time that David's ever looked after me. And what I was doing is on the 3rd, what was the date was it now? I think it's the 15th of November, I think it is. And I was going to do a 2-night lone vigil at a place called 30 East Drive in Pontefract.
Right.
And 30 East Drive is the film When the Lights Go Out.
Yeah, the poltergeist house.
That's the actual house.
Yeah.
And in 1974, it was deemed to be the most violent poltergeist attack in history at that time, wasn't it? In Europe.
Yeah.
And but it was only a small event. There weren't many on it. It was at the Red Line in Pontefract. I started talking to David. I have never ever seen him move the way he did this night. And I said, David, out of respect, I said, David, I'm doing a charity event, and I wanted you to stay in the house with me.
Yeah.
For a night, because I thought it'd be great to raise money for charity, and as a double whammy, I always to sort of get the painting there as well.
Yeah.
And he started to shake his head. Well, when I say his head, he started to shake the painting, and this was witnessed by 7 people. And he was getting quite excited about it. And I said, David, is there a problem? And I pointed to the left leg, and I said, can you lift the left leg if there is? And he said, yes, there is. I said, right. I said, what are you saying to me? Do you not want to go? He said, yes, I don't want to go. But he didn't say like it.
Yeah.
Yes, with his leg.
Yeah.
And I said, okay. And it kind of put me in a bit of a situation, really, because I said I was going to do this lone vigil. And I had to calm him down a bit, because he started to move a lot around the room. Because the way he works, really, if there's a carpet, he doesn't move because he can't.
No.
But if there's a floor,
a wooden floor.
a wooden floor.
Yeah.
He is able to move the easel around.
Yeah.
And he was very adamant that he wasn't going to stay in the house because of what was there, and he didn't want me there on my own. So I thought to myself, well, I said I'm going to do it now.
Yeah.
But then I thought to myself, well, if I don't listen to him, then he's going to think, well, why bother telling you things ever again?
Yeah.
So I had to drop out of it. You know, not because I was scared, but because because David looked after me, and it's something that I had to listen to.
Wow.
It's a pity you couldn't ask him why.
Yeah.
Why he didn't want you to go.
I do know why, but it's something I can't really say at the moment.
Right, that's no problem. Okay. So, what I want to know in a moment is a bit about the book.
Yeah.
Okay. Before I do that, I just want to let you all know that the KTPF magazine is out now, our first issue, and you can either read it online or download it from your copy via our website. Just hit online magazine on the website page at ktpf.co.uk. And you will find that on the menu. Okay, on the menu bar. We hope you enjoy it. And we're always looking for contributions from people within these subjects, i.e. also showcasing groups and highlighting venues, haunted venues that is. So if you're interested in contributing to the KTPF magazine, then send your articles to publisher@ktpf.co.uk. And if you enjoy listening to this show, don't forget you can listen to our playbacks on the YouTube channel. You can follow us on Facebook and on Twitter as well. Okay, so going back to the haunted painting.
Yeah.
Where do we stand now? Where you're having a break, aren't you, from the painting?
Yes.
It's gone back to Sean.
Yeah, it's gone back to Sean.
Okay.
And I'm in the process of writing this book. A lovely lady called Maxine Briggs. She's actually setting up a charity support group, I would say, really.
Yeah.
And she's trying to raise money for 4 children's hospices. And she's helping me write the book. So she's kind of a ghostwriter as well.
Yeah.
Pardon the pun.
Yeah.
And she deals with research for me.
Yeah.
And what I thought to myself, well, when the book's out, you know, then she needs to have some of the money to go towards the charities, because it'd be a good thing, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And it starts from day one.
Yeah.
From when Sean got in touch, and then Wasdale Hall, and basically this particular book, it's about what's people's experiences. We've got lots of eyewitness accounts.
Yeah.
We've got the location, what happened, and the experiments, and to make it more interesting, we're giving the history of the location and the surrounding area, as in terms of the haunted history.
Okay.
So it's quite, it's a unique book actually.
Yeah.
And hopefully, you know, it's something different that nobody's done before, and hopefully it'll be a bestseller, which will help
the
charity as well.
Yeah.
It isn't about the money for me. It never has been. It's to have the privilege to work with a painting.
Yeah.
Like David is a personality. Is totally misunderstood. And it's just amazing to work with, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and obviously you said you wanted to thank Sean, didn't you?
Yeah, I wanted to thank Sean. Sean's a wonderful guy. He's been very, very patient with me.
Yes.
And he's given me an opportunity that nobody else has before. So I've got to really say thanks to Sean.
Right. Okay. Now, what's happening with Mysteria?
Right. Well, it's been something I've been fighting about for a while, Sue.
Okay.
And the reason being is because I formed Mysteria 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And as you know, it's hard to build up a group.
Yeah.
It took a lot of work,
Hmm.
and I've got to call it a day, to be honest with you.
No.
Because one of the things is that I'm very busy with the job that I do.
Yeah.
Because I work in the daytime as well.
You got a full-time job.
Full-time job. Well,
Yeah.
it's more than a full-time job at the moment.
Right.
And the other thing as well is that since I've met the painting, David, it isn't the same anymore.
No.
I've gone beyond what I've done before.
Yeah.
And I need new challenges.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing is closing down Mysteria, which is quite sad, really.
It is sad.
But I'm carrying on.
Yeah.
Under just me, John Blackburn. I'm going to contact. I'm sure Bill's still on the site there listening. I'm going to contact everybody who's been on the Mysteria events.
Yeah.
And I'm going to invite them to locations that I'm going to find which are totally unique.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and do different things that's never been done before.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make the whole thing exciting again for me.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that anybody else isn't doing exciting things. I mean, look at Sean, for instance.
Sean Cadman.
He's doing a brilliant job, isn't he?
But it's for you personally.
It's for me.
Yeah. I understand where you're going with that. As I say, I told you that UK Shadow Seekers, I'm in a bit of a lull myself at the moment, whether I want to carry on or not. So I understand where you're going.
It's hard work, isn't it?
It is hard work, especially when you're doing public events.
Yeah, and since the paintings touched my heart, really, we got really close.
Yeah.
And I need to move on to stranger and weirder things.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's giving you that taster, hasn't it?
Yeah.
So, but Andy said you could probably sell the business.
I don't want to.
You don't want to?
I wouldn't.
No. If you want it to go, you want it to go all together.
Yeah, the reason being is because I'd like to think Mysteria had a good name.
Yeah.
And I think it should just be left as that.
Funny you should say that. We've heard before where businesses have been sold and then they end up being dragged into the ground, don't we? Yeah. You know what I mean? It's the name can be tarnished.
It's going out on a good note.
Well, yeah.
And a good note.
Can I just ask, is the name a registered trademark?
It is, yeah.
So nobody else can use it?
No.
So nobody else can come back under the Mysteria name and try and keep up to a good reputation?
No, well, I suppose they could try, couldn't they? But,
but everyone tries.
I mean, there are some unscrupulous people out there that would.
But it'd be, obviously we're going to close it down with Company's House because it is a limited company.
Yeah.
And do it the legal way. And the big thing for me with Mysteria was that we give people excellent customer service.
Yeah.
We always did.
Yeah.
If anybody couldn't make an event, we didn't give them deposit backs because we couldn't, but we always transferred it onto another event.
Yeah.
So people never lost out, and we always tried my best to give people the best experience we could.
That was the selling bit. Andy said to me maybe.
To Andy? Yeah, I'd do anything for Andy. I love him to death.
So he said just suspend the business so in case you want to restart again, then you can.
Yeah.
So
it's a good point.
It is a good point.
Can I ask you, as a medium?
Yeah, because you are a medium as well, aren't you?
What's going on here at the moment? Something is.
For you, it is it?
There's something going on here at the moment.
Do you know what I can feel at the moment? Like now you've said that, and I'm trying to concentrate. My tummy's churning a bit.
Yeah.
You get that quite often, and it's not because I'm hungry. But
No.
Churning a bit. And one of the things that I am focused on is the stairs.
Right. Okay.
Particularly the third stair as you go up.
Hmm.
Do you get noises on that third stair as you go up?
We get noises in the hallway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Andy's been here and he's actually seen something in the doorway in the hallway as well, going past.
And
So
for me, looking at him, it is a very, very thin gentleman for me.
you're far from your mic.
Oh, sorry.
Carry on, John.
I can see his arm.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm saying it's a man anyway. I think it is, and it feels like it is to me.
Yeah.
And his arm is very, very skeletal and thin, and I can see like his hands on a banister.
Right.
And it's that third stair. There's something about that third stair.
Perhaps he used to trip up it every night when he went to bed.
Yeah.
You never know.
Well, I feel quite heavy at the moment. And I just actually saw a shadow go across my desk.
Right.
This is what made me look in the first place.
Take it you disagree with the man. You think it's a woman?
No.
Oh, right.
No, I'm not. It's a woman we know of.
Right.
But that's not the same
But
person.
no, somebody has said there's a man in here before.
Yeah. Of lately, we've been getting some rather strong perfume, haven't we?
Right.
Every now and again.
Yeah.
We've had it here, quite by my desk,
Mm-hmm.
and I actually called Sue over, and you could smell it, couldn't you?
Mm.
And we've had it by the living room door to the bottom of the stairs.
John's just said, what about when we moved in and that noise we heard in the hallway?
Yeah, we've heard lots of noises in the hallway, haven't we? Yeah, right from day one.
Mm.
Nothing
Too bad.
Nothing oppressive or scary or anything. But it's definitely something.
Do you know when you try to creep upstairs?
Yeah.
And it goes. Like
Yeah.
And do you ever get that in the middle of the night?
We have heard stuff on the
that's
stairs.
the third stair. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So, but we don't investigate our home.
Yeah, Andy said he's sure it's not David from the painter.
Yeah.
He might not be with you, but David's visiting you.
But you know, it can be quite weird. It's a shame about Mysteria, I must admit.
It is.
So, but it's nice that you're going to be doing it in a different way.
Yeah,
you're not coming out of it all together.
Well,
you
I
know
want to do it more. I want the people who come on the events with me to have an amazing time. That's what I want.
Yeah.
And it's kind of takes the pressure off me a bit, to be honest.
Yeah. And you've still got events coming up, haven't you?
Yeah, there's still events going on. The last two Mysteria events, really, are kind of the Ancient Ramin on the 17th and 18th of April, if that's a Friday, and Saturday night. I know one of them is the 17th anyway.
Yeah,
could be the
17th is a Friday.
Yeah, oh yeah. And then I've kind of done all the rest through Facebook.
Yeah.
And sort of done it that way, really.
Mm.
And yeah, it's doing all right, you know. And I just need to reinvent myself.
I'd love to go to the Ancient Ramin.
It's a long way down it.
It is.
Yeah, and you said definitely look at suspending the business rather than getting rid of it altogether.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I mean, you could, for what you're planning on doing, you could still bring that back and still train as doing that. Just not do the events the way you've been doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
You know.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, it's hard, you know, to sort of let it go. But
well, this is it. Yeah. So.
I mean, I know it's different doing what we do, but we've had friends that are singers, and they've come out and they sold all their gear, equipment, and then 12 months later they've had to buy it all again.
Yeah.
Because they need to go back with it.
So, well, we'll come back and finish with John in a moment. I just want to let you know about next week. We have Dr. R.D. Six Killer Clark. No questions about her middle name, please. Who has spent 7 years travelling through Belize, Honduras, Guatemala and Mexico, immersing herself with indigenous populations, sharing their stories of encounters of sky gods, giants, little people and aliens. Many of the people she spoke to have had no exposure to the media, such as books and TV, yet describe alien encounters not similar to what has been experienced in the US near Monte Alban and a pre-Columbian site in Mexico. She's learned of a man who arrived and departed in a beam of light. So we're going to find out more from her. We'll be ringing her live on the air. I'll be ringing Mountain Time. She's up in Canada somewhere. So that's what we've got coming up next week. So please join us for that. John, it's been great having you back on.
It's been lovely being back.
And we don't want you we want you to come back again.
Yeah, I'd love to come back again.
So and tell us what your new start and what you've been doing and what have you.
A couple of quick things. John said on there it's not as scary as I laughed at.
No.
Yeah, but it also said, did you say yeah maybe twice? Because he heard it twice. And I think he only said it once.
Oh,
I don't know. Perhaps Livestream repeated it. So
there's an echo.
There's an echo. So, but yeah, as I say, keep us informed on what you're doing.
I will do.
All right, and let us know about your book.
I will.
All right. Andy wants an extract for the magazine.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, and so basically, as I say, don't be a stranger.
No, I'm never going to be a stranger.
You know where we are.
Yeah.
I'll haunt you.
Yeah.
We've got enough people haunted as well. Apparently we've got 2 at the moment.
But I need to say this really, and I say it quite a few times, and I think the people out there should listen to this. That you guys are doing an excellent job. You really are.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much.
So I really appreciate it.
All I can say is that we try.
And the new edition, Andy's doing a great job as well.
He is.
So Andy, yes, he is. He said, "Send it in, John. You'll be in the next issue." But I don't think you'll have it finished by then, will you?
No, I can send him in a chapter.
A chapter. That'll be fine. So an extract from the book. So basically, that's it for tonight. I'm afraid, guys. As I said, it is going to be an early one tonight because I need to be up early again tomorrow, and I've been up early for the past two days. Thank you for Andy for popping into the chat room. I know you're not feeling too good, my love. I do hope you feel better, and I'll speak to you during the week, hopefully. He said, I feel like crap. You shouldn't have had them tacos. Spanish paella, whatever you call it, paella.
He has a touch of Spanish.
Oh, we had an undercooked cod.
Well, that was
dear.
Why did you eat it, you silly person? Why would you eat it?
I don't know. So Andy will be back next week, hopefully, with Mysteries and Conspiracy Files.
Pretty soon we'll all be getting our heads down and putting the next issue together.
Yes, so that will be coming up soon. Now, don't forget, if you would like to be on the show, then email us at admin@ktpf.co.uk. We all are always open to discuss any specific area of the paranormal, including ghosts, monsters, psychic phenomena, or any other supernatural and unexplained mysteries. Remember, this is your show too, so get involved. We hope you've enjoyed tonight's show, and we look forward to having you company next Sunday at 8 p.m. on www.ktpf.co.uk. Thank you for listening to the KTPF Community Talk Show. Thank you for being on the show again, Sean. And thank Sean for being on the show. Thank Andy for popping in. It was a posh restaurant.
And
thank you to all our people in the chat room, including John in Norwich. And
welcome back, John.
Yep, welcome back. And Tamworth Ghost Hunter.
Yeah.
So whoever else is out there.
Vizzy was in earlier.
We also want to thank Bill for bringing up Bill Smith. And for giving us his story. And I think that's everybody. If I have mentioned you, or haven't mentioned you, then I thank you anyway. And until next time, just to let you know that the KTPF Community Talk Show is supported by Phenomena Magazine and Beyond Parasine, and sponsored by
Dragonos Castle, South Wales, one of the most haunted castles in Wales. For more information on ghostly and ghastly events, including Fright Nights, all-night investigations and hen parties, visit www.mosthauntedcastle.com.
And don't forget, we will be here next week, all three of us.
This is where it's at.
And until next time, if you'd like to join me, John, remember to
Keep
the paranormal friendly. Good night and God bless.
Everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
To see in the night, to measure the spike, to see how cold it's been. I buy my kit so I won't forget the ghosties that I have seen. the Paranormal Intelligence Gathering Services Ghost Store. So visit www.the-pigs.co.uk/ghost store.